with the bucket.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Hello everybody, my name is C-Squared and welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultimate Deluxe, or the Stanley Parable 2, or whatever you'd like to call it. Last time we got the new content and all that, and there was a gag I was gonna do, but I'm too scared to try it, which was the set the clock thing and all the sliders. I'll do that for me tomorrow, or whenever I close the game. For you, I don't know how long that is, but nobody really watches it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Not touching it. Maybe it's different.
Stanley worked for a company in a building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
All right.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change.
Oh, it is a little different.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order
I can't wait to see the game theorist play it.
No one had showed up to give him instructions.
I chose the second balloon.
Hi.
I really wish I left the get well soon.
Had this happened?
Ugh.
This complete isolation.
Can I?
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked,
I can't
frozen,
I can't
all of his co-workers were
pop
gone.
that.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Where's the bucket?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the bucket?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I gotta have my bucket. I'm too stressed, man. The bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yes. Yeah, I did. Oh, you guys have no idea how stressful it was. Why is this here without my bucket? I can't pop those balloons. 416.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So I did hear the bucket actually changes the ending. So we're gonna do the ending that I know, that I just did, at least.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Let's get the broom closet ending.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day.
Bucket.
This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
This is my companion cube.
Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons. Even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
How
that
dare
your
you.
life is so banal and meaningless that you
might be
feel
right.
the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together.
Walk down the hallway.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Is there a broom closet?
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Trying so hard not to lose it right now. Can I just keep staying in here for the broom closet?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Can I have another sticker? I want another sticker. I want my sticker. Give me my sticker.
You know, I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Is that really the end? Is that the thing? If I walk out there and then I walk back in? No, that's it. I guess there's never going to be another broom closet ending, is there?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to
Oh, there's the crazy ending. The one with that lady. I do know that one. Nah. My bucket tells me. Oh, there really are collectibles.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
So now I know what that elevator is for. That elevator has... That elevator has... Why can't I... What? There's an elevator in there. There's also a thing I can try.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it.
8.
The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
If I want to hear all the dialogue with this bucket. Because it's all different. And I think the endings are different.
Sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly...
Okay, it is...
The combination was 2845.
No, he might make a bucket joke. Play the piano over here.
2845.
Oh. Are you saying something? I'm sorry.
Forgot, but
okay,
it
there we
turns
go.
out that the panel's emergency...
So there is no actual bucket thing.
And the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I just love that. I'm gonna try the speedrun ending. Oh no, there was a collectible! We gotta go back up. I'm surprised the elevator shut itself, though.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
The bucket.
Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Alright, hold on. We're going back up.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
I was trying to look up why the elevator didn't... the collectible is gone.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button.
Yes.
He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on... Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Okay, so next time...
The bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
So apparently there are bucket endings. I was trying to find out why the elevator was still closed.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Hold on. I'm just trying to see what the elevator thing with that music is. Apparently it's just an original soundtrack. Come on, bucket!
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all. Only silence.
Bucket?
Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Bucket? How could you?
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there
Hold
for
on.
one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
So that elevator was actually in the original game, and I missed it.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright, Bucket. I know we had our differences, but we can solve this mystery.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
If there are always bucket endings, because there's like 40 endings, so I'm wondering if there were 2 new endings and then just bucket endings, which might have been.
Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Not the bucket.
Cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's all right, Bucket. Don't worry. I'll protect you, Bucket. There's a way to get, like, the disco room, right?
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What
Not my bucket.
Things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Not the bucket.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
What about you, narrator? You seem a little shifty. Come on, Bucket.
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
Where's the
over
jump circle?
For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. 2 best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Oh, Bucket. Ah. I can't wait to see what the ending is.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the 2 of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Aww.
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
I
wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and
I actually really like...
What? Wait.
What?
What's happening?
Bucket.
Why had the door stopped?
Bucket.
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
What's going on, Bucket?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
Not my bucket.
The soothing warmth of the bucket. Will go to any lengths.
No.
Part of the bucket.
Bucket.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
Bucket.
Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room.
No.
But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay.
What if you set it down?
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Not the bucket. Alright, I'm gonna go for a split second. It'll be like no time has passed at all. Alright, I'm back. This hallway actually looks different. A bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
What happened to the whole beginning of it?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Well, I trust my bucket.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
It was.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
In fact, the bucket was so insightful that I've determined to stay in this room.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right.
Oh, the stickers are still there.
Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
It has. Would you like some coffee,
Perhaps
bucket?
This was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home. Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as
Alright.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Collectible. I was just wondering about those balloons.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I'm gonna try.
Good, said the bucket.
I'm gonna go down
now
there.
Ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Oh.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
The bucket.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
But I want to go down there.
That the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I want to go down there, but the bucket. The bucket's never steered me wrong before.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Am I gonna get murdered by the bucket? No, the bucket would never. Oh, Jesus.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Yes, my bucket. Guys, the buckets never lied to me. Can you say the same? You can. The bucket's never gonna lie.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
What?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh, no. Where's the bucket? Bucket!
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
I have a question. What if I... Oh... They thought of everything. I was gonna go What if I just keep going? No.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
Bucket!
To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Bucket.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
But... my bucket.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Yes, my bucket.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Oh no.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
My bucket.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection,
Bucket?
it doesn't quite look like
Bucket.
your average hardware store bucket.
Get away from my
Just
bucket.
A little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better
My
at moving
bucket.
an amount of water from one room to another.
My bucket. He's gonna steal my bucket.
Oh my God, what am I saying?
Bucket?
Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
I
Why
can't
do
go
I
in
feel
this
some
chair
need to
either.
point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Give in to the bucket. Give in to the bucket, narrator.
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I
Bucket.
want the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to
For
say.
me,
Do anything
bucket?
it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand.
Oh, bucket.
Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes.
What?
The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
My bucket.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give
No.
it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it.
Oh.
Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Well, I trapped myself behind the bed, so... Go back to work. Yes, my bucket. Well, that was the Psycho Bucket ending. Ooh, let's fall out the window. If I can find my bucket. Where's the bucket? The bucket! Bucket!
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in?
Hey, it's different
How is that
again.
possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Figurine finders.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
What I'm gonna do... There we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try the SV, the serious room. I'm gonna try enabling cheats. There we go. Come on, bucket. We're out of here.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Bucket?
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift
I just
the
realized
soul of life
if I move my mic away.
to manifest
It's okay,
justice where
bucket.
none existed.
It's okay,
The
bucket.
sweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim.
It's okay,
The
bucket.
opportunities to do so much more, There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults.
I am out now.
And could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are you doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form.
Bucket?
Transforming into a mighty beast of untold...
It's just gonna restart.
Its fangs glistening like...
Yeah.
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank
Bucket!
God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon
Bucket.
the power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've
Bucket,
demonstrated such
I'm sorry.
bravery here today. Come,
You are my
let's
closest
restart the
friend.
game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Bucket. No. My bucket. I need the bucket to spawn in here so I can do this ending. But I don't think it's possible.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I'm guessing you can't do that one ending.
Spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Alright. Come on, bucket. Let's do the other ending. I'm gonna jump.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I would never resist the bucket again.
The bucket turned out to be correct. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
No, the bucket's never wrong.
To go back to the meeting room,
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Bucket.
Stanley did
You
not
wouldn't
question
lie to
why
me,
or how
would
this
you?
bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh, there's a collectible over there. How would you even get down there? Oh, maybe that door. Danger. Danger everywhere. I'm sorry, Bucket.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
Does it?
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Oh.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to.
Was
do
that
something
sign actually there?
Understanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly.
Oh, you can actually get up on these
The
ladders?
impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. My bucket. I wanted to...
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios.
There was a...
Tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever know.
Yeah, this is it.
Is
There's a out of bounds glitch you
Okay,
can
let's
do
begin.
right here with the bucket.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh, we're actually... Oh, we're doing this.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I guess.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I know the second I hit X, he's gonna say it's a bucket, so I'm just gonna keep hitting the check mark.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
No.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
You know... Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
A tractor?
How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
I'm sorry. I had to.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
What? There's an ending where I get all these wrong, right?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
How can it be both?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here.
I'm holding it, that's why. Bucket? Yes, it's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me,
The bucket
Stanley.
is everything.
That nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing
Yes.
myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
What?
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
What?
But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
You wouldn't.
Okay, here we go.
You wouldn't. Don't you do it. Bucket?
What happened? Is everything gone?
Oh.
Everything disappeared. Wait,
Everything.
everything a
a
bucket?
bucket.
every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here.
No,
You're not
I
a bucket
disappeared.
either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
I can still hear the bucket in my
I
hand.
feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything.
Wasn't-
Put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
I thought I could do... I thought that was the way to the game section, like where you play Minecraft and stuff in Stanley Parable. But... I guess not. What's that bucket? The bucket calls me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Somebody's really fucking with me here.
Stanley picked up the
bucket.
and smiled.
Calls
He'd
me.
never be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
the bucket knows things, guys.
Tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Guys, the bucket. Ah. What we know. Small floating objects has appeared around the office. We have to synergize our resources to... How can you tell if... Maybe we are the collectibles. No, we're buckets. Bucket, what do you... 416. Trust the completionist instinct. Thank you. Good luck. There will be a reward. There will be cleaning of the wall. Inside this, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with somewhere both red and blue. I know, nearby a fireplace. Okay. So... I have to do that exact same thing again.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
But the bucket. So, there is a thing with the collectibles. I'm too scared to collect them all. Alright, bucket. So, one on the stairwell.
Bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So, I'm guessing it's right, yeah.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think...
I actually really like that one.
Stanlerine under
Stanlerine. I actually really like that. Okay, now we're going up to the boss's office. The bucket demands so. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. That's how I have decided to say that. Input. Oh. Bucket. This is my favorite room, bucket. I thought I would show you bucket. Alright. I still don't know if this is copyrighted. So until I figure that out, I'm not gonna go in there actually, because that might...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer...
Okay,
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The bucket knows everything.
Guiding him.
The bucket knows all.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
I almost actually forgot what that code was. Stanley.
Going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness
Stanlerine or
you get from seeing a
Figley?
small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
In the comments, if anybody actually ends up watching this, in the comments, why is the whole room dark? Stanlerine or Figley? Because I actually can't choose. The bucket commands me. The bucket knows.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
No. Bucket knows all. What happens if I jump down there with the bucket?
The lights rose.
Uh...
Screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
There's a way to get the lights on, and then there's like party things. I forget what it was.
The monitors jumped to life.
I think you gotta get it from like the corner.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I thought there was a way to... I don't know. Yeah, anywho.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I'm wondering if there really was the no bucket thing allowed.
His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter.
Pirate?
His one friend in the entire world. At this point,
one of them says pirate.
No one, except for the bucket.
But I paid for the game.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
One of them says pirate. Did it always say pirate?
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
The bucket,
and the bucket would dismantle the controls.
Commands me.
At the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror.
The bucket
Had
knows
this been the
all.
bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley
bucket
was
knows
prepared to
all.
throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along?
What?
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
The bucket did know all, actually. The bucket knew everything. I thought that was going to end very differently. What else was I going to do? Oh, I was going to jump down with the bucket. He's going to be like, the bucket ordered Stanley to jump. How could he? How many collectibles do I have?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's something going on outside. Hello, bucket.
Good old bucket.
The good
Just
old
Stanley
bucket.
and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Come on, bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him
I'm gonna
that
get the figurine
employee lounge
first.
was simply the place to be.
Oh, I can't
Had the bucket
take
turned out
the
to be correct? No,
bucket with me.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I knew it. There was a way.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll...
I don't like that one.
And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them.
And now we have them all.
You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
You know, Bucket, there is one thing.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Alright, I can't get the bucket. It goes against every fiber of my being.
All of his
But I
clothes
can't
were
take
gone.
the bucket with
What could it
me.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm sorry, Bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of two this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I think I remember how to get to those rooms. I think that was on the way to the adventure line.
Stanley took the
I don't remember how to get to the adventure line, actually. But I think I do what I just did, like take off of the...
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Like go down here.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
Yeah.
wrong foot here.
Or maybe that was the baby game.
Me, really, I'm not.
Or are they the same
I
thing?
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this.
Hey, there's no
I really do want
bucket
to help
thing.
you, to
Oh, there
show
it is.
Something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
No
Let me
buckets
prove
past
that
this
I'm
point.
on your side. Give me a chance.
I feel like that sign was always
Listen
there.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through
There it
the
is.
door. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
I like that one.
Stanley, this is a real accomplishment.
What's gonna happen?
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
Something's
Where so many
Is it a
people
jump
expect
scare?
to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all
done here.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Oh, where am I supposed to go? Blue.
Aha! Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two
The adventure line.
that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
Wait a minute.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here.
Help
let
me.
show you.
There are two doors. I don't think it's really a choice, though.
What do we want?
the...
What are we looking for?
What is this?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If
What?
we just stay right here, right in this
Oh,
moment
God.
with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Oh, I thought he was gonna kill me.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Oh, there are actual... Oh... There are content warnings. Oh. That's your content warning.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh. I forgot about this.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Alright. Well, I'll do it one more time, don't worry. Just one more time. Also, yeah, I get now why there's content warnings.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you? No, perhaps not.
I don't know, that is pretty trippy. But... I'm sorry, narrator. But it's all a lie.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Are there any more dialogue options? No. So, there really are the content warnings and stuff, so I guess this really can trigger some people. So, yeah, you've been warned, and I'm sorry if this actually upsets you. And I actually do feel bad now that I didn't take that seriously. I feel so badly about the situation. Actually, I really do. That was awful of me. I lived?
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was... Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
A little bit of... Oh, whoa. It's actually really cool. Yeah. Okay, I really do feel bad about this. Just... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna finish the ending, but... I do feel bad. If this affects you personally. I'm truly, truly sorry. And, I know that suicide is a real problem, and, if you do feel like you do have suicidal tendencies to... I'm sorry. If you do feel...
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Call the helpline. Yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't have made a joke about that. I'm sorry. Oh, the loading screen. How do I get to the adventure line?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
But I wanted to get the bucket. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. But the bucket. Some of the pictures have been... See, things are being moved. Yeah. So the Stanley Parable, wasn't that a remake?
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen.
Yeah.
How could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again.
Can I collect it again? I can. I can get 12 out of 6. The executive
And here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley.
I did.
Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6.
Hey.
But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
What if I get that wrong?
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Is it? I don't remember my third video.
Let's see. What came next?
Actually, I think
yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Might have been... Dark Deception, actually. I know that was my second video. I don't know the third one.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Wait, did we just skip the 4th one? No. Maybe. Did we? No, because I have 11.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
What if I fall down there? Where am I supposed to go? Oh. Part of me wanted to fall down there just to test the game, but I do feel bad about the suicide joke I made, so...
And then, Stanley, we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh, it's the same. Oh.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Wait, what? That's it?
No, I'm not done. I'm ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
More collectibles?
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial...
Oh, and he's gonna forget.
This one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
He's gonna forget where and how we picked them up.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yep.
Yes.
I almost fell off because of that. I scared the crap out of me. I don't think it actually matters, though.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Where did I find that one, actually?
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one. This was our second Figley. Don't you remember?
Oh, it was the boss's office.
Truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley.
Figurine.
What else is there? What came before this? Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything.
Still can't jump.
I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
He's gonna go back to the original Stanley Parable.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that?
This is the member berries all over again. You member, I member, you member, we member.
And before everything else, there was your office.
Yep.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Development.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
The demo.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different.
The demo.
I made big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical.
Oh.
I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship.
So I'm not real?
And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take
This was actually a really good ending, isn't it?
Anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
That's actually a really good ending. In fact, it is so good. I'm going to leave that there. My name is C2App. If you guys like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. And remember to always keep gaming, gamers.